Happy Wealth Wednesday. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Boalia Desmond. I'm a wife to one, a mom of two boys, and I'm on a mission to help families create and increase generational wealth. So today I want to give you 5 tips on what people with money avoid doing. So if you want to get on the other side, you want to be in the percentage of people who have money, then these tips are to help you get to that point, okay? So number 1, they don't lose track of their money. People who have money know where their money is going every single time, okay? They allocate it, they know what gets paid, they know exactly what's happening with their finances. And recently, actually, the Lord was dealing with me saying, you know what, you need to go through all the subscriptions that you pay. Go through them and figure out the things that you need to cancel, okay? Because I'd been asking him, like, Lord, you know, am I doing some things that aren't in alignment and so forth? And this is one of the things that came up. So actually, we found like 4 different subscriptions that, first of all, we didn't know what we were paying them for, when they got started and all of that. So maybe you want to start a new hobby, maybe you want to pick up something new, but you keep saying, you know, money is tight. Well, go through your subscriptions. Maybe you had subscriptions that when your kids were little and it was necessary at the time, but now you no longer need those subscriptions. You can find money in subscriptions that you no longer need, and that money can go towards something useful, like paying down your debt if that's what you're trying to do. Number 2, they don't buy houses they can't afford, okay? Avoid this at all costs. It costs a lot of money to own a home, because now you've got property taxes that you've got to deal with. You've got to deal with replacing like your dishwasher, your refrigerator, all those other things that you buy at once and they all go out at once, right? Maybe furnace needs replacement. Maybe you need a water softener. You know, all these things that come up, you know, and you don't want to cringe every single time you have to spend money on your house. You want to be able to do things instead of just having such a large mortgage that most of your money goes to that. So they avoid this at all costs. And then the third thing, they don't overspend on credit cards. Okay, if you can't pay your monthly credit card off, then stop using it, because the amount of money that you're paying on interest, the amount of money you're paying on those fees, that could go towards paying down your debt. So again, avoid that at all costs. If you're going to use your credit card, make sure that you're paying it off every single month. And then the 4th thing, they don't invest money that they can't lose, okay? So if you want to start investing, say you like, you know what, I want to start investing some money. If you can't afford to lose $1,000, don't start with $1,000. If you can afford to lose 2, then start out with a 2. Make sure that you pick a number that you can say goodbye to if you happen to lose it, because when you start investing, you're not very good in the beginning, right? It takes a skill, it takes time to learn, but so don't invest a large amount if you can't afford to part with that money. And then the 5th thing is they don't live beyond their means, okay? Do not live beyond your means. Always understand that you've got to have an emergency fund, you've got to have a cushion of money in case, you know, somebody gets unemployed, somebody gets injured, you know, and so forth. You always want to live beneath your means so that you have money to do other things and you enjoy life. You want to be able to go on vacations, you want to be able to take some time off, you want to be able to give money, you know, just be able to live and not be completely strapped all the time. Okay, so avoid these things if you want to get on the side of where people, you know, where you can have some freedom. Where you can have some freedom. I remember when we had made the decision to get out of debt. Okay, when we had made that decision, we had to do some drastic things, right? And one of the things that we did was that we didn't go out to eat for an entire year. And you know what? It seems like drastic, but once we had made that decision, we stopped and thought, you know, a year goes pretty fast, doesn't it? A year goes really fast. So we said, you know, think about where we'll be a year from now. And that decision was one of the best decisions that we ever made. So live beneath your means, cut out some things. If you can't, if you're constantly eating out, cut out some of those days of eating out and see where that money has been going all along. So I thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed these tips, and I will see you tomorrow.